The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Oh, yeah, cats and kittens, welcome back to The Commercial Break. I am Bryan Green. This is my dear friend and co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley. Best to you, Krissy.
Best to you, Bryan.
Best to you out there in the podcast universe. How the hell are you? Thanks for joining us on yet another episode of this, The Commercial Break. It's not for everyone, but fact, news, or fiction is guaranteed in 30 seconds or less. TCBpodcast.com is where you go to do whatever. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm done with it. I'm going to slowly but surely start to back away from all these words. Yeah, I got to wean off it. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Why are we talking? Why are we saying all these words? I can say best to you and best to you and best to you, and then we can be done with it, right?
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. So I, 6 months ago, 4 months ago, however many months ago, I went and I got my annual checkup. You know, you do your annual checkup.
Of course.
Get your, you get your head. Yeah, get your physical. They look you over from head to toe, and they, play around with your balls, and then they tell you everything's going to be. Take some blood, lots of blood, and then they tell you everything's going to be okay. Or you're in deep shit, right?
Yes.
So I'm sitting here last night, and I'm talking to my wife about just like life in general, and she says, "Well, maybe next year you can talk to the doctor about that in your annual physical." Like we were just talking about something in general, right? Little back pain that I experience every once in a while. She's like, "Well, maybe you should go to the orthopedic, and then maybe you can talk to your physician about this next time you go." And I go, "Go where?" And she goes, to the annual thing. And I go, "The annual what?" And she's like, where they check your balls and stuff. And I was like, "The annual ball checking?" Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? "I'm here for my annual ball checking."
I love the annual ball checking.
The annual ball checking. What's that?
Like in Fletch?
I don't remember Fletch. What?
Fletch, when he's like, "You putting the whole hand up there, doc?"
I could not stop laughing because Astrid was like,
She thinks there's because that makes sense, because as women, we get annual.
You get your tits checked. And your fluids.
Yes.
Yeah. You get your oil and your fluids checked.
Yeah. You get an oil change.
Yeah, your annual vag checking, and we get our annual ball checking. But I swear on all that's holy, next time I call the doctor, no. What?
You don't, though, get the annual ball checking.
I do get the annual ball checking.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
okay,
yeah. For sure. Well, I mean, after you get over a certain age, they want to rub your balls together and make sure that they don't feel anything. The older I get, the more uncomfortable that whole thing gets. And for no other reason that they're checking extra carefully. Like when I was 20, they basically pat you on the penis and tell you to go home, right? No, nothing to worry about here. Strong, good-looking, rather small penis, on your way. Now, they're like twiddling around down there.
Yeah,
check.
Yeah,
and then they tell you, make sure you check your balls every couple of months,
Yeah.
So I do. I do dutifully check my balls under duress. I don't want to look or touch myself in that area anytime because it's just embarrassing altogether. But, I do.
No, you do
dutifully.
Self-love.
I do. Yes, I do. I'm trying to work up to 21. So we read this story on air. I'll repeat it. There are a lot of articles out about this. This isn't just this one article, but we read one article where scientists had they said that the more that you release, the more that you ejaculate as a man, the less it lessens the chances that you will get prostate cancer over time. It basically makes sure that your prostate gets cleaned out and it's healthy and all this other stuff. So,
did a man do this study?
A man did this study. A man did this study, not for the world, for his wife.
Yes.
I can guarantee it.
Scientifically.
She's like, no one masturbates that much, Jim, at 62 years old. He's like, nope, do it all the time. Got to go to the strip club, get myself worked up so I can get my daily ejaculation out. But this one article put a number to it, and that number was 21 times per month that a man should ejaculate. And it significantly reduces the chances that you will get prostate cancer. But I got to work back up to that because, when I was like 21 times a month was the least amount that I would be masturbating. But at my age, you slow down a little bit.
Well, and with 3 kids.
Yeah, I think that's really it, actually. I think if I had more time on my hands, I'd have more dick in my hands, but I don't. Yeah, so there you go. What am I going to do? I got to work back up into it, and I will. So I'm practicing. It's like running a marathon. You got to run 5 miles before you can run however many a marathon is. How many is a marathon?
Like 26.2.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Yes, it's almost as much as you need to ejaculate.
Stickers on the side of the.
I'm going to put 21.5. That's
on your car.
Yeah, I'm going to put 21 p.m. per month. 21 p.m. We should sell 21 p.m. stickers.
Absolutely.
We should do that.
Yeah.
21 EPM, ejaculations per month.
Yes.
So we'll do 21 EPM. We'll make stickers just like that 26.2, but it'll just say 21 EPM, and then we can sell
and
them.
It'll have like, the little families, the stick figure families.
Yeah.
It'll just have one guy.
One stick finger with an extra stick. We got to do this. Where's your book? You need your handbook.
I'm going to put it on my notes.
Okay, 21 EPM stickers. We're creating.
EPM.
We're going to bring back the stickers by not popular demand. Somebody the other day asked me for a sticker, and I was like, you can have 30 of them. I'll give you a whole
21
bucket.
EPM. What are we saying?
21 EPM. Yeah, just
That's it.
Ejaculations per month. Yeah, 21 EPM.
Just 21 EPM and with the stick figure.
With the stick figure. With an extra stick.
Stick figure. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing it.
We got to make the stick figure like just with one man. We just got to do it like that because we want to make sure people can put it on the back of their car.
Exactly.
Can you imagine if those things start popping up everywhere?
Oh my God, I would love it.
Unbelievable.
And people could take pictures of them and send them in to us.
That's right. Send pictures of the sticker, not of you accomplishing 21 EPM.
No, yeah, exactly. The sticker on your car.
I don't need 21.
Or wherever.
I'm going to add that to the intro of our show.
Like your laptop.
Yeah.
You're the Apple sticker.
You can put it over your camera. Oh my God. I'm not going to get into it. I was going to do a whole routine, but I won't even go there. Yeah. We've talked so much about masturbation on the show in the last 3 weeks, and it's like I'm all whacked out.
Literally.
I am, for sure. But this brought up an interesting question to me, like a really legitimate, interesting question to me when I was thinking about masturbation and your ball checking and all that stuff. What are some of the things that you learned that no one ever really taught you? Like you never really got taught how to do it. I mean, masturbation for me, at least, is certainly one of those things. I didn't have a show and tell going on with anybody.
No.
Right? So it's one of those things I just kind of learned on my own.
Exactly.
But what are some of the other things in life that you learned on your own that no one ever taught you? Finances.
Yeah. How to be friends.
How to be friends? You don't get a lesson in how to be friends?
It's just an innate thing, that you kind of learn over the years.
Sex is one of those things. Well, I certainly saw pictures.
Yeah.
No one taught me how to do it.
Right.
Like the first time I had sex was with someone that was relatively...
You fumble your way around.
Oh my God. The first time I'd had sex, it was like the most... It felt good that I was like doing it, but I didn't know what doing it meant.
Right.
So it was just a weird, sloppy... just kind of, I mean, if it was a video of it, it probably looked like two monkeys flailing around a tree. I mean, it was just weird and awkward.
And there would be a market for that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
On the internet.
Yeah, there probably is, and it's illegal. I was 15 when I first had sex, so for me, it definitely would have been illegal. What, when you had sex, for the first time, was it uncomfortable and weird and awkward?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Isn't everybody's, I feel like?
I don't know.
Am I doing it right? Am I doing this?
I don't know. I feel like...
Or it could depend on how drunk you are.
There was a girl that when I... That's true. There was a girl when I was in high school. This is the weirdest story I'm about to tell on air. And I think this might be one of those I might not should tell on air, but I'll tell it on air.
Okay.
Because I believe that some of the people involved may be listening to the show. But I'm not going to say names. Let's not say names. I'm convincing myself not to say names. You hear me talking to myself?
Names.
Yeah, talking to myself. When I was in high school, I had mainly girlfriends. Like I had guy friends, but I mainly had girlfriends, just like the rest of my life. I mainly
you
had
really are. You're
friends.
A girl's guy.
I am a girl's guy.
Yeah.
It's just my way of getting close to women. I I know I'm not going to sleep with them. I might as well be close to them. They smell good. They feel good. You know, they're nice and soft and cuddly.
Yes.
But I was probably known as that guy who was very friendly to all the women, unbeknownst to me. So there was like a group of girls. So let's call it 5 or 6 that were friendly with each other. They were all best friends, and then I was in the group too, also friendly.
You were.
We had like kind of this den of sins going on down in my basement. Like everyone would come in, they'd smoke pot, they'd party, da-da-da. And my parents were either clueless or were just too tired to care, right? One of the two. And I think it was really clueless, actually.
Wait, this could lead, actually, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
But I just thought this is kind of a Christmas story.
Oh, this is a Christmas story.
The one with the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah, the Christmas tree where I was banging somebody and my dad popped in the back.
Your dad and brother?
My brother was like 7 and we had French doors that just like popped open in our basement into a bedroom, and they brought the Christmas tree in through that bedroom because you had to go through that room to get to the stairs. And so they all went out to go get a Christmas tree around Thanksgiving or something, and I was downstairs and with a young lady, and we were both naked on the bed. Her ass was up in the air facing the French doors. And my brother came in with the front of the tree, and my dad and mom on the back of the tree, and he just popped open the doors, and there it was.
Hello.
For everybody to see.
Jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle, indeed. Is that a mistletoe? No, Dad. That's a missile blow right there, buddy. That's what you call that.
It's a sleigh.
That's a missile dick. So... as teenagers do, you create kind of like these little soap operas that are going on all the time.
Of course, yeah. Well, because you're in your head. Your
Definitely.
world is your world.
Definitely.
And that's all there is.
All there is to it.
Things are unfair. You don't have enough freedom. Then you get to the freedom. Then you get scared.
Then you get scared and you run away.
And you
yeah.
go back to
and
your
you run
parents.
away from all your responsibilities. That's how it works. Welcome to the world of the commercial break. So one night, a couple of these girls came over. 3 of the girls that I was friendly with. I had been dating one of their friends for a long time. We were like an item, a couple, like a school couple, like one of the, those two were together.
You were
right?
going together.
We were going together, and for a while, and it was pretty intense, and everybody knew that Bryan and this person were together, and whatever. And we had
Lola.
Lola. Lola and I, we had broken apart, and it had been months or whatever. So 2 of these girls came over. And there were actually 3 altogether. But 2 of these girls, I was sitting outside. I will never forget this. I got handed a note by one of the girls.
Oh, the note.
And she was like, I'm going to leave.
Now it's a text.
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine?
I know.
I had my own phone line. Like, you could ring me up if you wanted to. But she left me the old-fashioned note. Handwritten, front and back, the whole 9 yards.
Ooh, a long one.
On the note, she said, read it when we leave. And then they left. And so on the note, it explained that her and possibly this other girl had not yet been deflowered. They had not yet had sex. And they were interested in doing this in a way.
Like a test experiment.
Like a test experiment, exactly. And they had nominated me as the most likely person to help them with this test experiment.
Was that also in the yearbook?
I did. Most likely to fuck everybody? Yes. Most likely to deflower everybody? Yeah. I first of all, I said no because I wasn't a dumbass then. I'm not a dumbass now. Like, there's no way you're gonna have your first experience with me and then forget about me because that's never going to happen.
Feelings happen.
I remember my first sexual experience, and I still can remember that vividly to this day. And I just said no. I was like, no, this is a bad idea. It's going to ruin the friendship, and you'll figure out somebody, and you'll love it, and all this other stuff. All of that said,
find a boyfriend.
They didn't have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So it was,
you'd say find a boyfriend.
and everybody was
Or a
doing
girlfriend.
it. Yeah. Everybody was doing it. And I think they felt left out of the whole situation. And they were worried about how the first time was going to go down because, you build up a line of anxiety around this, and now it becomes a whole bigger deal. Well, if you can go to your dumb shit, small dicked friend, Bryan, and get him to, go ahead and service the engine for a minute, then you got it out of the way, right? Then you get all the uncomfortable out of the way, and now you feel a little more confidence going into the next situation. I could kind of understand the premise. I was certainly flattered by the note. I thought that I took it at face value, like, oh, that's very nice. They feel like they can trust me and they feel safe with me. I never imagined that level of trust would go to, please have sex with me for the first time. But I was like, okay. So, no. Now,
I bet when you read that note, you were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I have a huge dick.
Your 16-year-old self reading that note. I can only imagine.
So, yes, my penis was... Yeah, of course. I was flattered. And yes, I probably did walk around with a big head for like 5 days, like secretly knowing that this letter had come to me. And not only was it this particular person, but she had insinuated that it was another particular person, also another one of the friend group. And
your girlfriend was aware of this as well?
My ex-girlfriend at the time.
Oh, she was ex.
She had been ex for a while. I think I probably told her, but not at that moment. I probably told her at some point.
When you were 50.
Yeah. I probably told her 10 years from now.
Exactly.
I probably told her on this episode of the commercial break. Yes.
Just so you know, this is the note I got from your friend.
Oh, I know she's listening. She's probably freaking out. The reality was it wasn't meant to be in that moment. However, months and months and months later, one of the girls, not the girl who wrote me the note, but one of the other girl who she insinuated, one of the girls, we actually started dating.
Okay.
And this...
That's the way high school switcheroos work.
So getting back to the awkward part of this, like, isn't everybody awkward on the first time? I got to be honest with you. No, she was not. It was as if she had, it was like...
She had instructions.
She had hardwired into her brain on how to do this. And I'm still bad at lovemaking. So, I haven't learned a fucking thing in so many years. I still don't know. But this particular woman or girl at the time, it was like... It's like she knew exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. She was one of those girls, hypersexualized, and really comfortable with herself and her body. And she knew what she wanted, and she was going to do it, and that was it. And even though it was her first time, and it was probably weird for her, you would have never known it. Mm-hmm. And so, and for me, it was probably my 7th time. Did you see Flashdance? Flashdance?
One of those movies.
Have you ever seen Flashdance?
Oh, a bunch of times.
You've seen Flashdance?
Oh my God! Yes.
My parents wouldn't let me watch Flashdance. They still don't let me watch Flashdance. I still don't get to watch Flashdance.
Jennifer Beals is one of my favorite people.
Oh my God! Did she just die a couple months ago?
No,
Jennifer Beals.
She's still going strong.
Is she? Mm-hmm. What is she in now?
Well, she was in the L Word. For a while.
She was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never watched that show either.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never caught the whole Flashdance, but I remember the video very vividly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is where I learned to masturbate. What a feeling. Be the feeling. I can't have it. Oh, now I'm dancing.
No, but she did just die. It was the singer.
Yes. Irene Cara.
Yes.
How did I ever remember that?
God,
I can't remember my kids'
good.
names.
That was good.
I can't even remember the name of the woman that I'm talking about in this story, but I pulled out Irene Cara, who had exactly one hit you would know, and it was that one.
Yeah.
See, my brain still does work, Krissy. I'm not going to have to go on that Alzheimer's medicine like I thought.
Selective memory.
It's very selective. Well, I got so much shit rolling around up there.
And we're bombarded with stuff on our phones every day.
I know. Like, you don't have to know anything. You can just Google it.
Yeah.
Why would
Google knows.
Why would I hold anything in my head? Because all I have to do is pick up the phone.
I know exactly one phone number.
I know probably like 12.
Okay.
Yeah, but they've been the same phone number for years and years and years. And I know them just in case I ever get into trouble.
Do you know
who to call. No. No,
I don't know yours either.
Yeah. I probably should know yours, but I don't know yours.
We should memorize each
other's.
other's.
You're one of the only 2 people currently that are in my favorites on my text messages. It's my wife and Krissy.
Yeah.
And my therapist is about to move into 3rd position.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I don't know that everybody's first time was uncomfortable. Some people just might have it in them. They just might, have
or
the moves.
You just fake it till you make it.
I've been doing that for a long time. I'm hoping it comes any day soon. Yeah, listen. My wife also reminded me of this when we were talking last night. She was like, so there's this like podcast conference that's coming up.
Yes.
It's coming up on the 25th of January.
I was about to say the 25th of December.
No.
It's
That's probably a
Christmas.
bad time to have a podcast conference. Either that or it's a really good
Why didn't
time to have a
everybody
podcast
show up?
conference. Well, I bet everybody would because their
Yeah,
family's sick of hearing them talk.
exactly.
They'd be like,
Like,
go to the podcast conference. I'm hearing enough of you. I was talking to Rachel the other day, and it's like, I just love your show. And I'm like, I can't believe anybody volunteers to listen to an extra 2 or 3 hours of my bullshit. So there's this conference. It's coming up, but we are having a baby soon.
Yes, you
and
are.
that's going to be like within weeks of the baby coming, maybe even within a week of the baby coming. Just
Depends on when the baby comes.
Yeah. The reality is, I probably should never be thinking about going to a podcast conference when my baby is so young and or brand new and my wife will be recovering. But there's going to be a bunch of family here and everyone's here to help and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So my wife says, you can go. You should go. Like, this is important for you and for your career and all this other stuff.
And for those residual checks later in life.
Nope, one-way street. We're just paying in, not paying out. So he says, or she says, you should go. And I said, listen, let me make that decision. I'll make that. It's like a game time
Game
call,
time, yeah.
Right? Let's see how you're feeling. Let's see how the baby's feeling. Quite frankly, even though I may sound like a pompous asshole on this podcast most of the time, I actually care about the people around me, and I'm kind of like, I don't think I should be doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it some consideration.
Okay.
And she said, but if you go, you have to bring me back a really fantastic present. Like, you have to bring me back a wonderful gift. That'll smooth everything over.
I like
and I know what
that.
she's talking about. She wants a nice pair of shoes or a purse, which, she likes. She loves purses and,
Yes.
and she loves shoes and all that other stuff. And there's a couple other things she's into. And I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be pretty expensive. And she goes, what you cannot bring me home, like you did last year at this same conference, is you cannot bring me back a T-shirt from the conference.
Oh my God. The funny thing is I just wore my t-shirt yesterday.
I know. She was
The
wearing it
blue
to
one.
bed last night, and I
wore
was like,
mine
I
to
know.
bed.
I brought you back a podcast conference T-shirt.
That's
I mean,
so
come on.
funny because I pulled it out of my drawer and I was like, what t-shirt is this? Oh yeah. And Jeff's like, what does that say?
You're like, I'm not really sure.
Podfest movement.
Yeah, Podfest conference or whatever it says. Podfest movement is what it is. We'll say it. But and I go, babe, I didn't bring that home as a present. I brought it home as like a trinket. Like,
Yeah,
hey, here you go.
souvenir.
Here's where I was. And she goes, well, it's really comfortable. She wears it all the
Change
time
that.
to bed. Yeah, she goes,
Change
change
that
that.
this year.
I just need you to start thinking a little bit
Yeah,
differently. Yeah.
exactly.
Podfest T-shirt, not a great present. And I was thinking to myself, I felt like I was so thoughtful when I got that Podfest T-shirt for you guys.
The one that you give me and her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got 2 women in my life. 3,
I'll take a
really.
pair of shoes,
I got
too.
I got my dog. You want a pair of shoes? You want me to get you a nice purse also?
Maybe.
I'm going to go to Burberry and pick up 2 purses. Maybe I'll get a discount.
Yeah. Bulk rate.
I have bought some expensive purses in my life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. For one woman in particular, not Astrid, but for one woman, I bought like a Burberry purse. Mm-hmm. And I was so young and so fucking stupid. I went in there and I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like, it's Burberry. So this girl, woman, had a Burberry coat that she absolutely loved. And she kept talking about this Burberry coat, Burberry coat, Burberry
Yeah.
coat. And I was like, when it came time to get a Christmas gift, I was like, I'm going to make a statement here. I'm
Yeah.
really going to go all
Going
out.
in.
I'm going to save a bunch of money, and I'm going to go get her a Burberry purse. Now, I never heard her say that she wanted a Burberry purse, but she loved that Burberry coat. So I go in there and, I'm perusing around. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is certainly the most expensive single gift I've ever given anybody at any time at that moment in my life. And I'm like, okay, what's the most popular, what's the thing everybody's into, right? So they just show me a couple options. I still have no clue. So I'm like, okay, the girl behind the counter, you pick. Which one would you like best
yeah,
if
that's a
you
good
were on
option.
mine? Yeah, of course. And it's not that all women think alike. It's just that, I don't wear a purse every day,
And
so
she's
maybe
like, it's
you
the
know.
$2,000 one that I would love.
Oh, it's the $3,000 one that I would love. And I was like, I was, do you have a $900 one? And she's like, I have a keychain.
yeah, a wallet.
A keychain.
A
Yeah.
little wallet
A little
keychain.
wallet. That's right. Pair of earrings. And so I took whichever one she had suggested and spent way more money than I ever intended to. Blah, 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 blah. So I hide it. I wrap it up. It's all exciting. It's a Christmas gift that I'm just really excited to give.
Yeah.
So Christmas morning comes. There's a couple presents under the tree for me. I put a couple presents under the tree for her. Everyone's really excited. We get to a wrap and, taking photographs and all that other stuff. And she opens the present And I was just so excited that she was going to get so excited about this.
I'm excited for you. Listen to the story right now.
But as she unwraps it and she sees it's a Burberry box, she's like, oh, and she looks at me and I'm like, I love you, honey. And she's like, wow, did you really spend money on something Burberry? And I was like, open up the box. You got to see.
Yeah.
She opens up the box. And as soon as she opens up the box, it doesn't take but 1 microsecond for it to register that she does not like what's in that box.
Oh.
Now, she's not the type of person that would ever complain about something like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's not an asshole. So she was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So thoughtful. And I was like, do you like it? And she's like, it's honestly so thoughtful. And I was like, is it like the kind of purse you would like? And she's like, it really was thoughtful, honestly. And I'm like, wait, that's 3 thoughtfuls in a row? And no, I love it.
Yeah.
And it only went downhill from there. Because not only did she not like it, she never used it. Ever. It sat in the closet forever. I think she used it that day to go to parents' house, events, right?
Yeah.
She brought it with her. But she never even put anything in it. It was just like an empty purse with her wallet, right? She didn't put and then it went straight into the box and straight onto the shelf.
Well, maybe she was trying to preserve it.
Yeah, I mean, but a purse isn't meant to be preserved. It's not Dick Tracy collectible goods. It's not Pearl Jam posters.
That's why
Krissy.
I'm not a big purse person. I want a purse that's nice and functional. But I don't care about the brand. I'm not a big label person.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like,
so now some labels have very nice things.
Well, labels are the value.
That is
the value, right? And I don't think there's anybody.
Also, it's really hard to pick out a purse for another person.
It is really hard to pick out clothing and a purse and jewelry
and shoes.
It's really hard.
Actually, Jeff is amazing.
Is he really?
Yes, and I love it. I would have never expected this, but he is amazing at picking out jewelry. We have this jewelry shop that we go to, and it's totally my style.
Is it? Mm-hmm. And so how did he get good at that? Because he was paying attention to you?
Yeah, we just went one day to this place together and kind of looked at some different things and loved it. And now he just knows what I like from this specific jewelry store. It's kind of like eclectic and it's expensive, can be expensive. There's also very affordable things there. It's definitely not like a gold herringbone. It's like it's unique.
Like, it's designer jewelry.
It's unique.
Yeah. It's designer jewelry without all the flash and the bang.
Yes.
Hey girl, it's me, Carl.
Hey Carl.
Hey Krissy. I'm here at the specialty jewelry shop, and I'm trying to pick out a strap-on that works best for you. I don't want to get anything fancy with diamonds in it or anything. I just thought about getting you the regular black label, patent leather strap.
Right.
But I'm just wondering, do you want some anal jingle with that? Do you want like a gold chain with anal balls attached to it? Or no? I'm just trying to figure out what kind of girl you are.
You go with your instinct.
I'm going to go with my instincts. Always go anal. It's for the Lord. Victory, viva Jesus! Okay, send me those tit pics. I'll be here in my car. All right, girl.
Possibly one last season 3 Carl appearance. You never know.
Yeah.
When Astrid and I first met, she came to the United States to visit, and her and I went to the mall. I needed to get something, and so we were in and out of the stores. And it was cold, and she needed something also. And so I went shopping with her. Probably spent 2 or 3 hours in the mall.
Yeah.
And we went shopping, and she was trying a bunch of stuff on, and I was saying, no, that with this and this with that. I have a kind of an eye for fashion.
You
Look
do.
at this and that and the other thing. And it was amazing because everything that I suggested, she loved. And then she got
Jeff's
it.
the same too when we go shopping together for clothes.
But as time has gone on, my patience for spending 2 or 3 hours in the mall has worn thin.
I don't even like to do that.
No. Well, the malls are dangerous now.
They are actually.
I went to the fucking mall, the nicest fucking mall. I didn't tell this story, but the kids went and got the Santa pictures.
Yes.
Right? They went to the ho, the guy who gets paid $500,000 a year to do fucking Santa pictures. The best Santa in the world or whatever he is. We go to that mall, which is also in the most expensive mall in Atlanta, maybe in the Southeast.
Yeah.
I mean, every store you have to drop $1,000 or you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
Every store in this particular mall called Phipps Plaza.
The nice part about that mall is that it's sparsely
populated.
It's not a lot of people in there.
Ever.
It's so like all these luxury brands. And things.
No one can afford it, so no one ever goes there. And if you can afford it, they're keeping it. You buy 2 items at one of these stores and they're open for another month because it's $10,000 you're dropping. But so we got, and it was this is right before Thanksgiving, and so it was a little bit more populated. But I think I told this story last year or 2 years ago with the sickly Santa, the sickle cell Santa,
corn cob,
COVID Christmas castle.
Christmas castle.
By the way, Spotify's going to flag this episode because I just used the word COVID. Just watch that happen. They're going to put a little disclaimer on the bottom of this episode.
That was like 2020.
Oh yeah, that was 2020. That's right.
We were in the thick of things with COVID, and you went there.
It was like one of our first. It was one of the first times we recorded together, face to face. In that little bedroom down there,
hilarious.
Go back and listen to COVID. We could run that as a best of forever, I think that people would probably get a giggle out of it. But anyway, so just like that time, but only worse this time, there was literally armed with semi-automatic rifles, police officers, not security guards, police officers everywhere. We saw at least 3 police dogs, And not only did they have the officers that are standing at every corner of the mall, you cannot look without seeing an armed police officer with a semi-automatic rifle.
Wild
but
there, that way.
At the very high-end stores, there is private security with guns. They are wearing guns.
It's gotten to that point.
It's gotten to that point because Phipps Plaza, like much of the country, has experienced this rash of what I call
violence, theft.
It's just young, dumb crime. That's what it is. It's just young, dumb crime.
Yep.
Kids who either get influenced because of the circles that they run in, or because they see that this can be done and they could possibly get away with it. They run in, they do the smash and grabs. They're usually not armed. But they come in packs, right? That's like, 50 teenagers will run in and they'll overtake the store. I just watched this happen. It's happening California has a really bad problem with this.
Oh, wow.
But I was just watching, 5 kids run into an Apple store and they start ripping off every phone off the tether, right? They all have tethers. They start ripping every phone off the tether. The store has hundreds of people in it. And every one of them is videotaping this happen. And the employees are just like pushing the people back. They're like, and one guy on the video is like, should we do something? Should we stop? And he's like, nope, just let them go. Let them go. Because they know that losing their life isn't worth it, right? You never know if someone's going to be armed or anything. But then the kids just run the fuck out the door. If you're watching a YouTube video like that every 3 seconds and you're a teenager, like I was a teenager, you're likely to do some dumb shit because you think you can get away with it. Now, whether or not they do, I don't know. Who knows, really? But Phipps Plaza has been a victim of this on a number of different occasions. Yeah. And so now they have to beef up to make people feel comfortable. You're going to have Atlanta is full of rich people and celebrities. It really is.
It is.
It's a wonderful town, and there are a lot of very successful people that live here, like a lot of other places. But here, if you're going to make the celebrities and the very rich people feel comfortable that they can come in and buy a $3,000 purse, then you have to feel comfortable that you're going to be able to keep them safe.
True.
That's just the reality of what's going on. So, so I don't know. I just felt like it was sad that my kids had to see that. Like, we're going to this Christmas thing and all they see is a bunch of armed officers and police dogs everywhere. Yeah. And even my son asked me, Daddy, what is that? And I'm like, that's a gun. And he's like, why does he have a gun? And I'm like, well, it's complicated, but
it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas in America, son.
I gotta get some cocaine. Driving me crazy.
It's Christmas in America, son. It's time for
in America.
Coke Bros in the bathroom and police and security officers at the Christmas castle. I don't know, boy. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. But but he's going to grow up in this world also. Yeah. So part of me shields him from some of the more gnarly details, but part of me is just being realistic. Like, hey, it's a gun, kid, and you need guns, I guess, to protect your retail merchandise nowadays.
Yeah.
And I really don't get it. I really don't get all the smash and grab bullshit. But I'm also not a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old. I don't, I don't know. I'm not in their heads, so I don't understand.
It's a different world.
When I was 15, 16, or 17, what you were giving as a Christmas gift was your penis to people who needed to lose their virginity. That's what you were giving. Is your penis.
Or a bottle of Polo.
Oh my God, I can't remember. I'll never forget my first bottle of Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, that
from
one.
from the same girl that I'm talking about in this story. She gave me my first bottle of Abercrombie and Fitch Woods, and you would have believed that I was in the woods after I sprayed myself with that. I literally smelled like a car deodorizer for miles around because you could smell Bryan coming for a block. I was like, I'm wearing Woods.
I'm wearing Abercrombie.
I'm wearing Abercrombie and Fitch Woods. I had never worn a cologne before besides Dracar that I had sprayed on myself a few times, and that just made me sick to my stomach. But when I got that fucking Woods or whatever it was, I was like, I'd be like,
oh God,
I'd be spraying. Oh my God, my mom one time, or maybe it was my mom or my dad, they had to stop me one day when I came downstairs.
Stop.
I think it was my dad, and he was like, son, what is that you're wearing? And I'm like, oh, it's a t-shirt and my baggy jeans with my Doc Martens. Besides the fact those Doc Martens need to be cleaned, let's talk about what you're wearing cologne-wise. And he goes, what's that aftershave you're wearing? And I'm like, aftershave, Dad? What is this, 1932? I'm wearing an aftershave. This is Abercrombie and Fitch Woods. And he was like, whatever it is, you should go wash it off. Yeah, it's too much.
Use less.
Yeah. And I started to notice that anytime I was in the car with this particular girl I was dating at the time, she'd roll down the windows, no matter how cold it was. She'd be rolling down the windows. She'd light up cigarettes like one after the other just to get rid of the wood smell. I'm like, well, you got it for me, girl. You got it for me. What's the best gift you got, like, as a teenager? You must have had, like, that teenage love.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What's the best gift you got from him?
Oh, my
Or her?
God. Yeah, I mean, it might have been like perfume or jewelry. I remember getting some jewelry.
What a bonehead move. And I know it's like a popular thing to do as like a young person is to go walk into that first jewelry store with your parents and
It's like Zales.
pick out. Yeah, Zales. Zales is too fancy. We used to go to a place called Kaminsky's. And this was their, they used to have radio commercials. It was like, give ski, correct ski, come in, or give ski, the jewelry ski, come in and see Kaminsky, or whatever it was. And you go in there and there'd be like, they had old fire engine lights that were just, it was like a neon everywhere. And they sold $1 million rings, but they had the most of it was dedicated toward just like really shitty jewelry that teenagers give each other.
Could buy, could afford.
Yeah, could afford.
Yeah, I remember getting some stuff with my birthstone, which is February, and so it's amethyst.
Oh, that was a nice, that was a thoughtful
nice,
gift.
Affordable gem as
well. Diamond is my birthstone.
That's May.
Is that May?
Yeah.
Is May diamonds? Oh, fuck those May people. That's why I never date May girls. I never date May girls because their birthstones are too much. I remember going to get that first piece of jewelry at that Kaminsky Jewelry. And I remember my mom was like, she gave me like $50 or something, right? Whatever it was, which would have been a lot of money back then. Anything $50 that was 2020 or earlier was a lot of money. After 2020, now it's like $10,000.
Yeah.
So I remember going to get that first like piece of jewelry, and I think it was a bracelet.
Oh, the bracelet.
And I think it was like a gold loopy thing, if I can remember correctly. And I was so excited.
And you present it in the long box.
In the long box, that's right. In the cheap white long box with that cotton that gets everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like the unprocessed cotton that they just throw in there, and then you're like, it's stuck to the cotton.
It's the reject cotton.
Yeah. And I'll never forget giving that to my very first, like, we're talking like grade school, I think. I think I was in like 8th grade when I gave this to somebody.
You were doing those presents in middle school.
I just, I had a penchant for giving expensive presents that no one really wanted all throughout my life, including the Podfest t-shirt, which I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry I went Podfest on the two of you.
It's okay. Times were tough.
What is the shittiest gift you've gotten that... Have you ever given back a gift? Or you've re-gifted?
No.
Have you re-gifted?
I don't think so, unless I admittedly told the person, like, I got this as a gift and I don't want it here. Do you want it?
Yeah.
And I wasn't giving it as a gift. It was more just like, I don't like this. Do you like it? You don't? Okay. Goodwill.
I think we re-gifted a present back to the same person for Christmas one time.
Oh, that's classy.
Yeah, no, it was a total mistake. But when they opened it up, we realized that they had actually given it to us the year before.
Oh my!
We were
God.
like, and then here's the move. You go, you gave us one, and we liked it so much, we had to give it back to you. We had to get you one also.
Which can't be true, actually. Sometimes, like one time I gave a bunch of gifts, these back massager things. We were just talking about them.
Yeah.
It's like a shawl thing. And Jeff and I fell in love with them, and we like gifted them to everybody.
Yeah. There was a guy, like a friend of mine, and I gave him for Christmas one time. I gave him this, like an ashtray, right? But it was like a really, really nice ashtray, like one of those ashtrays that's
From Roy.
Yeah, from Ronco. From Bronco.
It's a smokeless ashtray.
Smokeless ashtray. It wasn't, but it's hard to
It's
explain.
like a cool, like artsy.
Yeah, it was a
type
cool
one.
artsy ashtray, but it also like held your weed in a certain way, I think, or
Yeah,
whatever.
Seth
like-
Rogen's making those all the time.
Yeah, Seth
now.
Rogen's making them all the time right now. But this is like an early version of that, right? It's made by Graphics or whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Graphics.
But I got
Bong.
it. Yeah, I got it for him. And I wasn't really in that 10-foot glass bong for Christmas.
When you just said graphics, that brought back memories.
Yeah, you remember the skull and the
I
plastic?
remember
Those guys
the
must have
graphics
made
bongs.
a fucking killing because when 311 came out,
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
was using
Yeah.
graphics, and it was a piece of fucking PVC pipe, is what it was. That's what it was. In a cool color, like orange or green. And it had that little sticker. And when you got that graphics bong and they gave you your stickers that you could put on there, it was the most exciting thing ever. And I remember walking out of those head shops with, like, you know, this huge PVC pipe for all the police officers to watch. And then getting it in the house was a whole adventure. I had to like throw it in the back window, and but I gave him this, and because we all worked together, right? And it was like a whatever you
It
call
was something that you could all use late night partying.
Yeah, it would have been had we hung out with this particular guy, but we
Okay.
didn't. And it was like a, what do you call that? Like a Secret Santa type thing? Or,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, white elephant.
Yeah, white
type
elephant or
thing.
something like that.
Yeah.
The next year, he gave the exact same present as the Secret Santa, and my little fucking heart was crushed. I was like, oh my God, it's the exact same present that I gave him. How do I know that? Because you usually don't find these type of ashtrays anywhere. And I was like, should I say something or should I not say something? Should I say something or
Let it
should I not
ride.
say something? So I said something. Yeah,
did.
let it ride, of course.
I would have let it ride.
I took the opposite of good advice. So I walk into the kitchen and I'm like,
if I were you in that gift giving session, I would have been like, oh my God, that's the best gift ever.
I would have been like, that is so awesome. I gave that to you
I
last
know,
year. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Amazing. You have great taste in gifts. So I walked in the kitchen and I said, hey, just throwing that out there, that I think I gave that to you last year for Christmas. And he goes, yeah, you did. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and he's like, I don't smoke cigarettes. And I was like, oh, it's not for cigarettes. It's for your weed. And he's like, I don't smoke weed either. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't drink either. And I was like, I'm sorry. I thought you were like a weed smoker. And he's like, no, I've been sober for like 22 years. He was like an older guy. He's like, I've been sober for 22 years. I didn't do any of that shit. He's like, but I didn't want it to go to waste, so I
Yeah,
thought
he's
I'd
paying it
re-gift
forward.
it. Yeah, he was like, I was kind of hoping you'd get it, and that way you could take use of it. No, I've been sober.
I noticed you are
Yeah.
a weed smoker.
Yeah, I've been sober for 2 hours. I've been sober since... I've been sober since last time I went to the bathroom and did some blow.
Yeah.
All righty, Rudy. I love
Oh,
it. You
Christmas.
love it. Christmas. It's all good. We're right
all
around
good.
the corner from
I mean,
Christmas.
we really are.
And we're right around the corner from season number 4. So
Yes.
just to keep you in the loop, season number 4 will start in late January or early February. But fear not, because all throughout that time, we will be bringing you new episodes as well as best ofs and our favorite clips and segments from
It'll be like
throughout
mixed
the
nuts.
year. Yeah, mixed nuts.
think of
You
mixed
never know
nuts.
what you're going to get.
Yep.
It's like the
Box
ball
of
checking
chocolate.
section. Yeah, that's right. We're going for our ball check. But Krissy and I are going to mix it up. We're going to have a bunch of fun stuff for you. So don't you worry. It's not just going to be a bunch of reruns. We're going to make sure that you stay up to date
I
with
think we should
fresh
do Christmas
content.
games.
Don't get me started on the games. Every time we try and play a fucking game, it goes sideways.
I liked Factor Crap.
We can do Factor Crap, like Christmas version?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll do that
Okay.
as one of the episodes while we're gone. While I'm having a baby and getting adjusted and
Yeah.
all that, and going to the podcast conference.
And getting plenty of sleep.
Getting plenty of sleep.
Resting up.
The best sleep I'm going to get is in that hospital couch. when no one else is around. That's going to be my favorite thing. For 3 days, I'm going to get to sleep really well.
Yes.
And they have their own TV. I can watch whatever I want. There you go. So you have fresh episodes.
You don't have to go to the shower to watch TV.
It's the best time to watch my TV is in the shower. That's why I take 45 minutes for showers. So fear not, but we want to hear from you. If you have a favorite clip or segment that you've heard in this season number 3, that's been going on all of 2022. Then forever and ever, and continues to drag on forever and ever. Then let us, can you tell we need a break? Let us know. TCBpodcast.com. Hit the contact us button and send it on over. Or 855-TCB-8383. That's 1-855-TCB-8383. Toll free from anywhere around the world. We'll pick up the tab. Please go to youtube.com/thecommercialbreak because we want you to see our videos. We had like a little bit of a lag in the videos, but now we're catching up.
Okay.
So just a few days after the air, a week after the air, you'll be able to watch those episodes. Please do. Subscribe to the channel. Go to @thecommercialbreak on Instagram. We are posting again on Instagram. Thank you very much to everyone who's contacted or called. I think that's all we can do today, Krissy.
I think so.
So I love you.
I love you.
And best to you.
Best to you.
Best to you out there in the podcast universe. Until next time, Krissy and I always say, we do say, we must say. Bye.